why would I go on indefinite suspension for what I did not do? I did not commit any offense. You just woke up because I came late. You didn't even bother to ask whether I had an accident on the road or maybe I was sick or anything. You just said that. So, because I came late.
Let's do this. Good evening. CGIF. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Mind Your Character with Bosede Olusola-Obasa. Reaching you live from the city of Lagos. How are you doing? How is your weekend turning out? Gradually, GIF, and how is family? Gbogbo ńkọ́ ṣe dáadáa ló wà o. If you speak Yoruba, you should be telling me dáadáa ló wà. And whatever will not make them feel that, God will take care of it. Okay, so welcome. I'm very excited. So we're on YouTube right now on Mind Your Character Live. We're on Mind Your Character Instagram as well as I'm on Boston Olusola-Obasa. It's always an extra pump of energy when I know that I can be on Boston Olusola-Obasa at the same time. So I have been talking about role modeling for some weeks now, since the month of May, and it has a dedication to children. You can take this month and call it Children's Month if you like. And that's because on May 27th of every year, the entire world stands still to celebrate children. But we are of the idea at our organization RCB that children should be celebrated not just one day. So just as we did as a commitment to the women in the month of March, this month of May, we decided to dedicate the entire month to talking about children. But we're going in the route of role modeling, looking at the responsibilities that parents have to children, teachers have to children, minders have to children, guardians have to children. Every single person who has that privilege to be on that side of them, guiding, helping, and directing. So this evening, I am continuing in that series. What are some of the things we have learned this month already? We've learned what role model is. We've learned the fact that it can be positive or negative in nature. So you can role model a positive value, behavior, conduct, attitude, and you can also role model a positive one. We've been able to establish the fact that parents are the first place of privilege given by God Himself to be role models to their children. And we've also been able to say that, oh, it's possible that some parents miss this or are missing it. So this kind of talk that I've been having since this month began can help you retrace your step. I bet you need to be interested in that. So role modeling for the for parents, we also found out that there's one important part of role modeling that every parent needs to understand. The fact that it has to be intentional and deliberate. Somebody say, oh, why does everything have something to do with being intentional? Why does everything have to do with being deliberate? That's because that's the only way to maximize life. So when I came on the show and I said that parenting, as far as role modeling is concerned, role modeling as far as being an educator is concerned, role modeling as far as being a guardian is concerned, when I said that he had to be intentional, I meant that you had to be conscious of the fact that you are affecting some people. The way you live your life is not just your life you're living, you are actually role modeling. I'm sure I have given examples of those who act dramas, the people in the theater industry, and how that they will pick up a script and they will come into the elements of that script. They are modeling, or those who model in fashion, the fashion industry. Someone has a new wear they are produced, maybe, and you get someone who puts it on and walks elegantly on the runway, displaying how beautiful it should look on you as well. So they are modeling that role of how the dress should look on you by wearing it and going elegantly. So you could almost think that when you wear that dress, your legs will start feeling like their own. Okay, but that was on the light side. Role modeling is what I've been talking about. And why have I been talking about it? Because that is the theme for the National Character Parenting Summit coming up on August 2024. Guess why I am this excited? Because I'm grateful that God gave me life to see the 10th edition of this awesome agenda. It is a nation building agenda. This is my own little way of changing a bit of what we made in the way the nation is turning out. The quality of people of any nation, young or old, determines the quality of the nation that we have. So if I'm able to influence how you think and behave as cluster groups, as communities, as family units, where I start from, then I'm able to gradually influence the nation. It's not going to be a sprint race. So it's not a short haul. It's not for the short haul, it's for the long haul. And that means that we have to keeping at it. It's 10 and I'm excited, but I know that it's just the beginning of the journey. So come August 3rd, which happens to be my birthday. So if you're not attending for SCPS, attend for my birthday, attend for one reason or the other. We were at a meeting here and people say you have to talk about the fact that it's also your birthday. I'm like, okay. If it makes people think they should be around, because every time NCPS ends every year, at the closing of the event, people come around me and whisper, why isn't everybody in this room? Why isn't everybody listening to this? Why isn't everybody hearing this? Well, we have started again. You know, they say we go again. We started again. We are already talking to schools, owners of schools, consultants in schools, heads of schools, proprietors and proprietors. We're talking to the regulatory bodies. We're talking to people who have interest and are enthusiasts of the education industry. We are talking to family units. We're talking to churches. We're talking to different groups of people. And we're talking to career professionals who have done awesome with raising their children. We're bringing everybody into the room. So you are cordially invited. Take this as my own invitation. It's coming quite early, so you can block that date. Saturday, August 3rd, 2024. The year of our Lord Jesus Christ. The way I like to put it. So, but going forward, we are going to be talking about role models. So we are going to unbundle these subjects. How am I a role model? Why don't I know? Why didn't I realize all the while I've been modeling in a role? So I'm going to be giving you a very beautiful quote today before I tell you a bit more. So there have been a lot to be talking about, and I'll try to do a recap in case you missed all of the other videos. But you can catch up with every single one of them on Mind Your Character YouTube channel. You can absolutely do that. So go ahead and visit that place for a proper word of value, whether it's around you, your children, and all of that. So everything having to do with character development, values orientation, better attitude, best workplace practices, and all of that. But for this month, to dedicate our lives, our learning to making the future better, we are learning more about how better role models we should become. Don't forget, role modeling is never assumed because whether you are aware that you are modeling a role or not, guess what? You have been modeling roles. And I went ahead and showed you different aspects of life where you may have been modeling roles without knowing. I talked about spirituality, how you serve your God. I put it under the note worship. So, how you do your worship, you are role modeling without knowing. Without knowing. So, there's a place for training. I'm a character development trainer. So, I understand that one of the major hallmarks of training in character development is role modeling. I tell you, you can almost get everybody to do things the way you do it without saying a word if you choose to understand the dynamics of role modeling and fully utilize it. If you say all the things in this world with words and you fail to model the roles of the things you are teaching, you are not likely to get 50% the result. That's how huge role modeling is. We talked about it as being one of those ways that show the best examples, the ideal situation. You become an icon for people. They want to be like you. But never you make it passive or default. Make it deliberate. Understand that in leadership, the way you lead, you are role modeling. The way you handle money, you are role modeling. The way you do everything that you do. So I went ahead and I gave us the entire list of areas where you may have been role modeling without you even knowing. Without you even knowing. So I'm going to say them again. Okay? So your emotions. In emotional intelligence, you are role modeling. Amazing. So you might not know, but you are role modeling to younger people around you, whether you're a parent or you're a minder or you are an educator or you're a guardian or you're a boss in the office. You model things to people. People look at you and they're aspects of you are like, oh, I like to do this. That's role modeling. It means that role modeling is one thing that gives you the superpower to influence. You are an influencer. Role modeling is influencing. That's why you have to be deliberate about what you're pushing out there. You have to be intentional and you have to be accountable and responsible for the people in your space. Money management, emotional intelligence, communication. Are you raw or refined with communication? You are role modeling. Patriotism, you are role modeling. So do you give a lot of regard to your roots? You are role modeling. People are picking stuff from you. What about your service orientation? How do you serve? Do you say, I'm not the one, I cannot come and go and kill myself? Your people who are your subordinates here, you say that. Driving, trust. Are you trustworthy? Can people say that, oh, this person, a person of intent, when they want to describe you, can they say it with all their heart? What about education? What value do you have for it? What about dressing? How do you role model? Marriage. What are you role modeling? Reward. What is reward to you? So we went ahead and we talked about all that, and we identified who our role models can be. They can be parents. No, I shouldn't say they can. They say they should be parents. First, educators across every school you ever go in your life. Educators include church teachers, people who do Sunday school, and the rest of them, or any other place where you meet someone who speaks to you and they listen. Bosses, all of them. Then generally influencers, everybody who's capable of having an influence on you. So today, I'm asking you that you have to be an all-rounder. Like you have to be the best in all of these aspects to be a role model. No. And I love the response of Auntie Wemi on my Facebook page earlier on. She said, no, 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 no. I'm only privileged to be modeling a role that can make someone better. I am not even 100% myself. So for anybody to wait for me to be 100% before I am role model to them, then I may never be a role model. I agree with her absolutely. I am role model to my children in certain areas, but I probably am not their first role model in certain areas. So let's see this quote by Bob Keeshan. Bob Keeshan says, parents are the ultimate role models for children. He dares use the word ultimate. Even me, I'm still trying to say first, priority. The guy say ultimate. Parents are the ultimate role models for children. Every word, every movement, every action has an effect. No other person or outside force has a greater influence on a child than the parents. These are words of marvel. So when we say that you have to be an all-rounder 100% to be a role model, no, no. But make an effort to be deliberate about which areas you are already role modeling. Some of the ways you can. So I've told you about the areas, but some of the ways you can role model. You don't have to be a celebrity or a superstar to be a role model. You could just be the parent of someone. That's big enough. You could be the teacher. You could be the coach. You could be the religious leader. You could be the manager. You are influencing people every day. That makes you a role model. So ways you can role model. Be intentional about how you play your roles as a coach, as a teacher, as a mentor, as a father or mother, as an aunt, or brother or uncle, as religious leader. Be intentional. Be intentional, be deliberate, and then be positive. Ensure that you are putting stuff out there about you that can help people become better. All of us who are older or have anyone behind us, meaning that you're a leader, should have the interest of creating the platform that gives us a better generation that is an improvement for us. Hear me. If the generation you are going to leave behind are worse than you have failed indeed. Take it from me. That is failure. So whatever it will take, prayers, whatever it will take, role modeling, whatever it will take, learning, whatever it will take, adapting, or whatever it will take, we have a job on our hands we cannot fail. This is going to be the convo in the room at National Character Parenting Summit 2024. I am excited. I'm grateful. We've been making impact, and you're going to hear some of the testimonials that day by the grace of God. This is going to be phenomenal. You don't have to be 100%, but is there an area that they can say, I might not agree with her on any other, but this area. So if you cannot change the entire world, make a dent on one area. Parents, look for an area. It could be prayers, the way you pray, intentionally, the things you say about prayer, the things you do to complement what you say. It could be word study. It could be learning, becoming an avid learner, someone who is never tired of learning. They should be able to do. It could be being organized. So you may have to jolt out of being a scattered person and be an organized person because you are role modeling. It could be hygiene. They could learn from you how that's important to do this on a regular and what life it gives you as you grow. Please give the younger people an opportunity to be better than you. One of the areas is by role modeling. I can't wait. The way my children say, they say I can't wait, then I'll joke and say, you have to wait. There's nothing you can do. You just understand what it's a saying. Must you put it to us that you have to wait. So I'm saying it now that I can't wait. Role modeling can happen from young people to elderly people. So you don't have to be 100% age qualified. You don't have to be 100% everything qualified. But anything that is good and strong that you have, push it out there. Release it intentionally. Tell them how it's helping you. Show them how you got to that point. Show them how they can become it as well. And you will just be happier for it. So you also role model by setting the bar. You know, there's a bar. When some bosses leave a particular seat and they bring another person in, you hear things like, hey, how am I going to feel into the shoes of this person? That means they were role modeling and they had made impact. So high expectations for others and yourself is one of the ways that you can role model, or one of the importance of it. It's very important. How to be a role model? You have to set a bar. It means that you put yourself under certain demands that make certain things compulsory. If you say to your children, do not watch erotic films, it's not good for your age, it's rated blah blah blah. Do you know that you have automatically woven yourself into the obedience of that same law or advice that you give? Because if you don't, you may not have the right result. You have to set the bar and keep the standard of the bar that you have set. Another way to role model is to inspire others. So I've moved from telling you that you do not have to be 100%, but I'm showing you different ways you can do it. Aspects of life or ways that you can role model. And another one is inspiring others. Who do you inspire? In what way do you inspire them? Then you are a role model. So it's not by title, it's about doing. And if you happen to be a parent, don't forget, you are supposed to be the first privileged role model to your children. But it does not have to be in every area. So I'm relieving you of the burden you might feel by listening to me previously. In this edition, in this episode, pardon me, I am telling you that you does not have to worry. We can begin from an area and make a strong impact on that area. While you keep working on yourself, remember that we are all work in progress. You must never stop. Inspire others. So if what you do every day inspires others, you are a role model. But don't forget, be intentional about it. So it means that when you do certain things, you stop to explain. People who work with me know, because I'm aware that I'm modeling a role. When something happens, it could have happened where they are not. You see me stopping to explain that, then I'll tell them, the reason I'm explaining is because I want you to understand the full picture. So I'm not just coming to tell you that, oh, this happened, I move on. And they are wondering, how does she get this to happen? I'm intentional because I will now explain and let them know, well, it could demand so much from you, but if you can't do what I did, you won't get my result. Role modeling has got to be intentional. So if you inspire others, you are role modeling. But there are other things you have to do. Apart from showing the examples, you might have to explain. Sometimes we have to answer questions or even ask questions. So a role model is intentional about saying, do you know why I did this thing the way, do you know I do these things the way I do it? You are intentionally asking because you want to create a conversation that will bring them into the understanding of the full picture, what is required, and then the benefits that they stand to gain. I will continue on how to be a good role model in the next video. By that time, we would have celebrated the Children's Day. Woo! So, let me sit down very well. I want to send a heartfelt message to all the children. You know, I'm also a child. All right. So, to all the children out there, Here is Bosede Olusola-Obasa saying Happy Children's Day to you. Yes, today is 24 or thereabouts, but 27th is just around the corner. And I would not have hosted another show before the 27th. So I thought to wish you a very heartfelt Children's Day. When you see people modeling good roles around you, you also have a responsibility to emulate. Role modeling, the other side of it is emulation, and the result of emulation is replication. When someone models a role to you and you emulate that role, what you do to yourself is you replicate their success and even make it on a bigger front. So, this is my heartfelt Happy Children's Day greetings. I pray that the Lord keeps every child, keeps them safe, and helps them become the best version of whoever, the better version actually. Yeah, the best. Okay, best. Best is the word. The best version of whoever is modeling any roles to them. And we also pray that they will not fall into the hands of negative role models because, again, they do exist. Thank you so much. For a moment, I felt like it was the presidential. Oh my God. Thank you, everybody. I have to go. It's already 5:30 and it's time to say my goodbyes. Thank you. If you watch this on Facebook, please be notified that we have a YouTube channel, Mind Your Character, and we'll be so delighted to have you. I'm actually um, streaming live there right now. So you can catch up with this again or share the link to a friend that you think should listen to this. A young parent, a teacher, maybe a teacher that is feeling like, oh, I'm gaining nothing by being a teacher. No, you're gaining a lot. You are creating the future. And if you create your future well enough, it just might buy back your past for you. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you, Madam Ekanem. I can see her on Bosede Olusola-Obasa Facebook. Thank you. Thank you, Muyiwa. Muyiwani decided to keep me company this evening. Muyiwani was one of the coppers that had his things here at RCB. Fantastic guy. Thank you, Muyi. Thank you. I can see Jeremiah. Surprisation. He decided to come out of this of his program to be part of this. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Waving back at you. And thank you, everyone, RCB team member at the back end. Right here is a room full of women, and we have the man on the at the other side of the room. Following, I believe he's also following us somewhere. So thank you, Mr. Patubaru. Thank you, Temi, and thank you, Omolara. Fantastic people. God bless you all. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy responsibly and keep modeling great roles. Bye now. Play the music for you, as usual. Ready for it? And don't forget, every time you hear this music, that's find your character. Book your calendar. SCBS 2023. Oh yes, and my brother Emmanuel Larushiri will also celebrate his birthday in this weekend, 26th of May. Happy birthday to you, bro. Love you powerfully. They say love you like Kilode. And some people say love you to the moon and back. Whichever one. Love you also say. Bye everyone. Cheers.